What up guys, it's a boy JT. I'm back with another video. On this video I'm going to show you how USA has an impact over the NASDAQ market and the US30 market. I believe that the only way USA can have an impact on NASDAQ and US30 is through economic news. So on this video we are going to focus on the top 7 powerful economic news to trade NASDAQ and US30. How do we get those economic news? How do we trade NASDAQ and US30 using economic news? And we'll also talk about the war between Russia and Ukraine. How does the war between Russia and Ukraine affect the indices market today? So all of those things I'm going to discuss them in this video. So if you are still new to this channel, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss the next video which I'm going to upload. So without wasting time guys, let's get straight to the video. Yes guys, as I said, on this video we're going to talk about the top 7 powerful economic news to trade NASDAQ and US30. So before we even get to this top 7 powerful economic news, let me quickly explain how USA has an impact on the NASDAQ market and the US30 market. Remember that on NASDAQ we have 100 online companies in USA, right? And under US30 we have 30 large companies in USA. So it means that all these companies, they are under USA government. So it means that whatever that happens to USA government, it affects the NASDAQ market and the US30 market. So let's say for example, if USA government goes up, it means that something will happen to McDonald's or Coca-Cola, or it can happen to Microsoft, whether they are increasing prices or decreasing prices. So that's how USA has an impact on the NASDAQ market and US30 market. So I believe that the only way we can capitalize on this, the only way we can trade this USA news is through economic news. So there is a way in which you can check the economic news under investing.com app or under Forex Factory app. You can check the calendar of USD economic news under investing.com app or under Forex Factory. So what happens is that if the USA government is affected, it means that even the currency of USA is affected. So the economy of USA is the currency of USA. So on this video, I'm going to show you how you can trade the USD currency using NASDAQ and US30, right? So what are economic news? So as we are going to focus on economic news, let me quickly explain what is economic news. Economic news is a way of looking at the market by analyzing events, whether it's economic events, political events, or social events. They are all economic events. So they are all economic news. So we are going to focus on analyzing the market, looking at the news. So you can actually get this news on investing.com app. You can download this app on your phone. It's there on Google Play Store and on Apple Store. Or you can just search Forex Factory on internet just to see this economic calendar of all different news. So let me quickly go to Google and show you how you can search for this Forex Factory website, right? Yes, the Forex Factory website is. So when you come here to the Forex Factory, you go to the calendar, then they will give you a list of all different news. So on this video, we're going to focus on this list of all different news, right? But as we are trading NASDAQ and US30 and they are all in USA, we should only focus on the news which are in USA. So we only focus on the USD currency, right? So this is the only one which I selected here on Forex Factory. It's USD news only, as you can see. So on this video, we're going to talk about the list. Out of all this news, we are going to pick 7 powerful economic news you can use to trade indices. You can use to trade NASDAQ and US30. As you can see, they also give you a day of which the news are going to be released, right? So you can just use the Forex Factory to check the economic calendar. So now, how do we trade this economic news? What are the top 7 powerful economic news we can trade NASDAQ and US30? The top 7 powerful economic news is Fed Chair Powell's speech, right? Fed Powell's speech is there on economic calendar. You just have to check when is this speech so that you can capitalize on NASDAQ and US30. You can check USD CPI. USD CPI is there on economic calendar. You can check when is this one going to be released so that you can capitalize when you're trading NASDAQ and US30. Fed interest rate is there. Non-farm payroll, this one comes first Friday of every month. This one is always there, first Friday of every month. You can capitalize with it by trading NASDAQ and US30. Then we have ADP non-farm employment change. It's also there on the economic calendar. You can check it when is this one occurring so that you can trade the indices market, the NASDAQ and US30. Initial jobless claim is there on the economic calendar, and we also have FOMC. FOMC, this one here is a speech, so it's also there on the economic calendar. You can check when is this speech occurring so that you can capitalize on it with NASDAQ or US30. So there we have it, guys, the top 7 powerful economic news to trade NASDAQ and US30. So now, how do we trade this economic news with currencies? How do we analyze them? How do we analyze them so that we can trade NASDAQ or US30? So the first thing which you have to do is to find a currency pair. We analyze with a currency pair. We don't analyze with NASDAQ or US30. You have to find a currency pair so that you can get an accurate signal. So when you get an accurate signal on a currency pair, that's when you're going to do the opposite on the NASDAQ market and the US30 market. So let's say you find a buy on USDJPY. Just know that when you're going to the indices market, when you're going to the NASDAQ market or US30 market, you are going to sell. And if you get a sell on USDJPY, just know that on the indices market, you're going to buy, right? It's the vice versa. So now you have to find the currency pair. You can use USDJPY or USD CAD. These are the accurate currency pair which I recommend when you are analyzing this USD news. So you can use these two so that you can get an accurate signal. So as I've explained already, when USD is buying, NASDAQ is selling, and when USD is selling, NASDAQ is buying, right? So here I have an example of USD CPI. USD CPI is the event which I traded. So I did analysis on USDJPY and I saw that it's gonna buy, right? It's gonna buy. So when I saw that it's gonna buy, I went to the NASDAQ market and sold 1 minute before this movement. So this is the movement which bought on USDJPY, and this is the movement which sold on NASDAQ, right? So it's the vice versa. When you get a buy here, you're going to sell the indices market. I hope you understand. So now let's get to how the war between Russia and Ukraine affect the indices market. So remember that Russia is the main supplier of oil and gas. So anything which affects the supply of oil and gas then is going to affect the market, the indices market and the US30 market. So let's say, for example, Russia is going to bomb Ukraine. If it does bomb Ukraine, right? If it does that, just know that the market is going to be affected. Or if there are negotiation between Russia and Ukraine, whether they have to solve their war, then it's also going to affect the market. Whether it's good or bad, the market is going to be affected. And what happens is that these days the market is making big movements because of this war. It's making big movements because of this war, because there is always something new which is happening. So you must be aware, you must be updated of every news which are affecting Russia. So if Russia is no longer going to supply oil and gas to other countries, if it's going to cut this supply of oil and gas, just know that some indices that are going to be affected. So you have to be aware, you have to check how Russian government, how Putin is negotiating with this Ukraine country or with these other countries, right? So if they're going to solve the war, just know that the market is gonna buy. If they're going to solve their differences, just know that the market is gonna buy, because that one is a positive news. So it makes investors not to panic. It makes investors to go and invest money in these indices. But if there is something negative about Russia, just know that the investors, they are going to panic and they are going to pull out money from whatever an investment they have. So there you have it, guys, the top 7 powerful economic news to take NASDAQ and US30, and how the war between Russia and Ukraine affect the indices market today. And out of those 7 powerful economic news, I have my top 4 economic news which I love to trade. I don't want to miss this event. Every time I'm trading NASDAQ and US30, I make sure that I check for this event. So the first one on my list is Fed Chair Powell's speech. This one is the best event. So every time when there's this speech, just know that the market is gonna move like it's crazy. So you don't wanna miss this event. You should make sure that whenever this event is happening, you are there on the market and you are also trading it. The second one is USD CPI. CPI is also the best. It moves in seconds. Within a second, you can double your account, triple your account within a second, as long as you get the direction right. The third one is Fed interest rate. This one is also the best, one of the best event which I like to trade. It moves, it has big movement, so you can actually double, triple your account in few seconds. The fourth one is non-farm payroll. This one is there, always there, the first Friday of every month. It's also one of the best events to trade. So out of these 7 companies, these 4 ones, they're the ones which I just make sure that I'm always there on the market trading them. And I also think you shouldn't miss them when you are trading NASDAQ and US30, because it's very important to know about these events, because if you don't know about them, you might blow your account in few seconds. You might blow your account very fast because of you don't know how these events are going to happen. So you should make sure that you know when are this event happening, so that it won't disturb your technical or whether your fundamental analysis on the market. So you should just make sure that you check before you trade NASDAQ and US30, because this is very important, right? So now I think I'm done with the video. I think I'm done with the top 7 powerful economic news. If you like this content, guys, I will appreciate it if you just subscribe to the channel so that we can grow it together. And I'm still gonna upload more videos, more free content in the future. So just make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss the next content which I'm going to upload. So without wasting your time, thank you for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it.